Hey y'all, this Tay Rudy, and I just wanted to get up here and talk about hope today. I know some of y'all been feeling down, especially with this pandemic going on. I know it's been a little hard, and I know though too for Black Americans, with all this racism going on and with all this stuff that took place with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery this year. I know it's been hard, but it's like this. We're gonna get through it. One thing we have to remember, we have to keep going. No matter how negative the world is, no matter how negative the news telling us to be, or no matter what's going on, we're gonna get through it. Everybody have hardships, and some of you may suffer from depression anyways. You may suffer from depression from childhood, or you may suffer from depression for things that done took place up over times. But you getting through it. If God been pulling you through it, He gonna continue to pull you through it. I mean, that's a life thing. And I don't know, some of you may been feeling depressed since Trump been in office for the past 4 years, and the way that they deal with this pandemic and the way that he dealt with the whole George Floyd and all this race stuff going on. But I mean, that's a life thing. Everybody have hardships. Everybody have depression here and there. Some people just deal with depression much better. And I know though too, to a certain extent, going into these jobs, dealing with these managers and people, sometimes they overlook you, they talk to you any type of way, and they treat you any type of way. I mean, that's a life thing though too. But when you go inside of your job, you do your job. You're not there to even work for the manager. You got to do it for God. And like I said, I know these managers can be grouchy, and I know though too these employees that you work with can be messy. I know though too sometimes you put in a lot of work in these jobs and they don't acknowledge you the way that they should. I mean, that's a life thing though too. But one thing you need to remember, who knows, the more you go in there and work and do your job and continue to put out good and treat people good, and maybe you work in a customer service place where a bunch of customers come in, you do, just be good to them. I know customers can be grouchy and mean and hateful and want their way, but that's a life thing they is. A lot of them feel very privileged. They do. Some of y'all may definitely say white people feel much more privileged when they come inside of stores because they not used to being discriminated against or hated against, which is true. But it's like this though too. You have some black ones though too. I won't lie upon that. You have black people that go inside of these businesses and be rude and mean sometimes when you're trying to be nice to them. But give them a smile, tell them have a good day, and tell them how blessed they are. And that's all that you can do. Sometimes you can't fight evil with evil. That's a life thing. I know a lot of y'all done been through that with friendships with people and relationships. People that have did you wrong, people that have talked to you in a type of way, and people that have used you. A lot of y'all done gave plenty of people money you have. A lot of y'all done let people sleep in your houses. A lot of y'all done let people use your cars you have, and they still did you wrong. That is a life thing. And you don't have to be submissive to people. None of us have to be submissive to anybody. Only person we have to be submissive to is God. And if you got kids and if you got a husband and a wife, that's all you have to be submissive to. I think sometimes we spend too much time trying to please people. We do. You got nothing but people pleasers in this world. Only person you submitted to is God. And it's like this though too. You can't help everybody. Some of y'all just want to help and help and help everybody. That's a normal thing. But you have to realize everybody don't want help. And a lot of people have been damaged for so many years from childhood and stuff they done been through. That's all they know how to do is live in that poor mindset. And that one mindset of complaining, nagging, struggling, and barely getting by. God didn't create any of us to get by. He just didn't create you to work and die. God created us to live. God created us to travel. God created us to be healthy. God created us to be loved. God created us to love people. And God created us to help people though too. That's something we have to keep in mind. We do. I think a lot though too with a lot of people. They so used to being in so much dysfunctional relationships and situations. Sometimes they don't even know how to function right when they're around people that love them or around people that's doing them right. You have to get around right people, not negative people, and people that still doing the same thing. Some of y'all still hanging around the same people that still out here lying, cheating, using, stealing, just being sloppy, back and forth from one relationship to another. You don't need to be around that stuff. You want to get around people that's positive. You also too want to get around people that make you feel good. You do. And you can't help everybody. Some of y'all friends are just ignorant by nature. They choose to be like that. God give all of us wisdom and knowledge. He does. Just the way that you have it, your friends can have it though too. And you can't help them with everything. And like I said, you ain't obligated to anybody. Only thing you can do is give advice, help, and go on. That's all that we can do. Some people spend too much time trying to help people, and it makes them feel bad. Some of y'all try to help people so much that it started making you, draining you, and making you feel down. But that's a life thing, and you'll get through it. You will. Just get yourself around positive people, have a good mindset, and be loving and kind. God loves that. And be giveable. Some of y'all need to learn how to give. When you go into the grocery store and the bag is bagging your groceries, give them a tip if you got a little dollar up on you. If you're at a restaurant, give them a tip. You do. I mean, you have to be helpful, and it makes God bless you. You don't need to be uptight holding everything sometimes. And that money ain't yours anyways. God bless you with it. And He wants you to bless somebody else with it. I know sometimes things get hard, bills. I know sometimes paying your car note and house note, things get tight. That's a normal thing for everybody, no matter who you is. Everybody be out here making ends and meet. That's a life thing. You just have to keep working, you do, and depend upon God, and you'll get there. You don't need to be depressed. Even if you look through the Bible, people came through hard times. Hard times is natural. You don't need to commit suicide. You don't need to sit in the bed all day. You need to get out and live. And some of y'all need to get out and live. Even for myself, I can't sit up here and lie. Eventually, I will start getting out the house and traveling here in the United States and across the world. I will. Need to get out and live. God didn't create you to just sit in the house. He didn't. God didn't create you just to be closed-minded. You got so many closed-minded people. Only thing they do is go to work and come home. They're scared to date. They're scared to take opportunities. They're scared to take job positions. They're scared to do this and that. But you got to come from up out of that. God didn't create any of us to be like that. He created us to be successors. He created us to get out here and live. He created us to love. He didn't create us to just sit in one spot. So you need to get out there and live and love and help people. You do. And just because things don't look good right now, that don't mean it's always going to be like that. It's always the light ahead, even if years in the dark or rain. That's a normal thing. And some of y'all got to learn how to stop complaining and being wishy-washy. You have so many complaining people and wishy-washy people. They do 1 minute they sad, 1 minute they happy, 1 minute they want to love, 1 minute they don't feel good, just everything. You have to create a stable mind. And I know some of y'all grow up in environments though too where it's not that stable. 1 minute you seeing your parents laugh, you seeing them talking, praying, and next minute they mad. And that's normal. Nobody's perfect, but it's like this. Learn how to be stable. And everybody have their days. Everybody have their days. The way they get in traffic, it makes them mad. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it was the job. Maybe it was the employees. Or I don't know. Maybe you've been low up on money lately. Or maybe you haven't been feeling good lately. And some of y'all are just used to just saying that, and you talk yourself into a not feeling good mood. You got to stop that. You do. It's like this to a certain extent. Just because you don't feel like going into that job that day, that don't mean you call in. You go in there, you do. And when you go in there, you pray before you go in there. You tell God to lead you. You do. Don't just call out just to call out. You got so many lazy people. The first thing they sit in the bed at night and think, I think I'm going to call out tomorrow because I don't feel like going. That's no attitude to have. That should make you want to go even more. Yeah. Me working at the grocery store, this job that I'm at right now, I only done called out 3 times out of the 10 years that I've been there. You have to be motivated. Like I'm motivated doing this. I am. You have to also too keep a good attitude. Like I said, I know you go into these jobs and these managers and employees and people not good people sometimes. And I know they treat you wrong and they do you wrong and they talk to you in a type of way, but go in there with a good attitude. And if you do not want to be in that job and it's weighing up on your mental health, go find you something else. You got plenty of job opportunities, especially here in America. Things are a little down right now. It is with this whole coronavirus going on. But you got nothing but opportunities of jobs to go out there and get. You do. No need to sit at a job that you're miserable with or sit out there in the parking lot waiting to go in. You thinking, dang, I don't want to go in here. Going to find you something else. That don't mean you run from job to job. You have a lot of people that run from job to job, house to house, the relationship to relationship. But you need to learn how to be stable in life. That's the problem with a lot of people. No need to be running from this and that. And if you got issues, deal with it. Just because you having sex or making money or doing drugs, that's not going to heal you. I can promise you up on that. You need to get with God, make an agreement, and heal. You got too many unhealed people from childhood and bad relationships and growing up around a bunch of dysfunctional. And you got a lot of y'all that used to rejection. You do. You're so used to being rejected sometimes that you just don't know how to be stable or you don't know how to be around the right people. But you can get around them. you can. Don't never give up faith or hope. It's the problem with a lot of people. They just don't see the light ahead. And you can lose that weight. You can get a new job. You can come up out of that bad situation. And it's sad a lot of people don't think like that and settling for less. You don't have to always settle for less. You don't. It's always something better God got you, or something better ahead. And it's a better person in front of you. You don't have to keep going back to that same old relationship. That's something we got to learn. We got to get ourselves away from a lot of negativity and a lot of negative people and stuff. And you ain't obligated to anybody. You pray for them and you move on. I mean, that's all that you can do in life. And it's sad a lot of people don't think like that because they just don't have any type of faith. They truly don't, but you can. And whatever you're going through, you're going to come through it right now. That's a life thing. And I just want to get up here and talk about that. And make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go down to the subscribe thing at the bottom and hit subscribe. You do. And hit like and comment and share. Go down to the bottom and hit subscribe for me. And like and comment and share. Thank y'all. I'm going to bring y'all better videos. I truly will. Up on here. With better backgrounds and everything. Just keep subscribing, liking, and comment. Go subscribe right now. Go to the bottom and subscribe. I know I'm said it before. Y'all have a beautiful and blessed day. Thank you.